Yeah. That's the only person.
You don't count. You don't count.
That's the only
Come
person.
on, you gotta be one ex I had that you like.
I liked Lloyd.
You liked Lloyd. You liked Priest too.
I did
initially.
Now he's a douchebag.
Now Lloyd's a douchebag.
Now Lloyd, yeah. Do you remember that one time he called me and he tried to explain everything?
Who?
Lloyd.
He did?
Yeah. He called you and was like, yo, can I speak?
Oh, can I speak to Dominique?
Yeah.
I remember that. He did call me. I thought another time, I thought you meant he called you on the phone.
No.
And you didn't tell me.
No.
Oh, no, I don't remember that. But he did try to explain. I don't know, what did he say?
I don't even remember. He was just, because the whole time I was just like, you.
Yeah, he did try to explain it, because you two were kind of,
yeah, we were.
You were kind of close, and that's why I didn't want to introduce you to any other guys that I was taking serious. But you liked Ben.
Ben doesn't count. I still like Ben, but he's douchebag, but I still count.
He's not douchebag like them too.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not on the douchebag that level. He's more
like
commitment phobic.
Yeah.
He's not gonna do anything super malicious.
Yeah.
Like so Ben doesn't count. So you met Lloyd.
I met Courage, Lloyd.
Courage, Lloyd, Ben,
David.
David was so, oh my God.
And I told you.
I told you. You did. I told you.
I was like, I don't like him. He needs to leave.
David. I never told him about
This the relationship expert that the daughter got to tell you that the man ain't shit, and before you recognize and bring him around your child, you fat, funky, snot face.
Oh, really?
I think I seen one video.
Oh, dude.
She hated him. He was from Cuba. I hated him. And he was so violent. Like he was so. She knew something was wrong with him. She didn't like him. They used to argue.
He was so violent. And you have a daughter, and this is what you're promoting around her?
One time they argued in Chick-fil-A.
Really?
Was it Chick-fil-A? I don't remember.
Oh, no, wait.
Who lets their child argue with their boyfriend? You fat, funky moose.
It was Chick-fil-A.
It wasn't Chick-fil-A?
Yes, it was Chick-fil-A.
I thought it was that China buffet.
No, the China buffet we went to, y'all was quiet. I was like, why are they so hated him quiet? It's like they hated. Oh my God, she hated him. He didn't really. I don't know. David was just David. He's much nicer now. He had a baby after that, but we broke up. We was together when he moved in with me.
Oh yeah.
This the person that's been counseling since she's in her 20s.
Remember, I love that house.
Yeah, that was a really.
That's my favorite house.
I miss it. But remember when I think we were arguing over baseball or something like that. You got mad at me because something that had to do with his baseball. He was like he was like a really big fan of baseball or something like that, and he got it signed from like a baseball player.
Okay.
And I messed it up, and you got mad at me, and I was like, why did you mad at me?
At Chick-fil-A?
No, not at Chick-fil-A. I think this was another time. I don't even remember us getting into an argument at Chick-fil-A. What happened?
Well, I don't remember the baseball thing. You don't even remember the Chick-fil-A thing.
I know this video old, but let's not talk about how freely and how comfortable Dominic is with her speech and her curse words.
I don't remember getting mad at you over baseball.
Yeah, you got mad at me over his baseball. And I was like, if you don't get the fuck out of my face,
how did you mess it up?
I don't know. I think I was just like,
you can't say get the fuck out of my face. Now I gotta wipe out that whole thing.
I'm sorry. You can just blur that whole section.
I'm gonna have to. Okay, anyway, so
I don't remember the Chick-fil-A thing yet.
Yeah, the Chick-fil-A. Y'all was just fussing in the Chick-fil-A, and I can't remember what y'all was fussing about, but we were sitting inside of the Chick-fil-A, and y'all got mad at each other. Okay, so you met Courage. This is in a 10-year span.
Yeah, it was.
You met Courage, Lloyd,
then.
You only met Courage once.
No. I went to his house once.
Okay, Courage, Lloyd, then
David.
Was there somebody before that? Before David? Oh, okay. David. We're talking about that I was really in a relationship with, because you met one guy that I was like dating. Just by accident, you met him, and y'all start arguing over taking out the trash. Remember, he said he didn't want to put trash in the his trunk, Oh. I see where you get your attitude from. You get it from your mother. You said, no, I learned that from my dad. Men's supposed to take out the trash.
Oh, yeah. And they called me Diamond. I was like,
They used to call you Diamond instead of Dominique.
Dude, come on.
I was like, why do you call her Diamond? Her name is Dominique. He's like, hey,
I hated that. I hated that.
No wonder we didn't take long at all.
Yeah. And then they called me Satan Spawn.
That would be Satan. No, I don't remember him calling you.
Yeah, because you're the person that told me. He was like, oh, he called you Satan Spawn. Would that make me Satan?
Exactly. Well, he was going through something anyway. He just got divorced, like maybe a year earlier. He was like, anyway, so let's start over. Courage, Lloyd, Ben, David. Nobody, because a big gap.
Yeah, it was a big gap.
And
then, I wouldn't say priest, but I don't feel like that's accurate.
It is priest, because there's nobody I was in a relationship with.
Oh, I thought it was somebody before that.
No, because the last person I was in a relationship with was Ben.
So anyway, I'm gonna do another little quick one. What my new man taught me about my old man.
To feel my best means taking the best.
You know, I've been keeping it to myself. People I date and, you know, my romantic.
Just the way she tilt her head and the way she dragging it out. I ain't no you know, body, whatever you call it, expert. But we know this video is all cap. This is just something I just wanted to revisit and make fun of. All right, here we go.
Like, I keep it to myself for now. If I got some stories I want to share, you know, I'm probably going to share. I'll probably never put my partner on YouTube, though I did that. That was an experience. Like, when I look back at that, I kind of wish I would have had a partner that was stronger to put on my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put a weak dude on my channel.
Well, let's talk about how you find out if your partner is stronger, you moose. First of all, it's called vetting. It's called observation. It's called asking questions. It's called finding out that he makes $400 a week and your pussy dries up, bitch.
I know you could pick like somebody who had a backbone, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody who's a little stronger, who wasn't so mentally impaired, you know? Ever since I moved to California, I definitely have
Mentally impaired plus mentally impaired, you attract who the fuck you are.
been surrounded by a better grade of men. Of course, I look out into the world and I see like some amazing people. I mean, California is an amazing place. I'm in Northern California, so it's an amazing place, and the dating pool is amazing. Like I said before, you know, living in North.
Child, we already established that that's cap. Ain't nothing amazing about the dating pool in California. What the fuck are you lying for?
California, you can't really fuck around. Like, this is not the place that you sit around and play games with a whole bunch of people because everybody's trying to fucking survive. Nobody got time for the foolishness.
Oh, everybody trying to survive, Miss Multimillionaire, huh? They trying to survive or are they thriving? Are you thriving or are you surviving? Oh, God.
Here it's about love and family and marriage and people just trying to, you know, have a good time and love each other. And so I love that about California. What I can say is that the new person in my life has taught me how to be more confident in myself. I think I was a confident person inside of my last relationship, but I'm definitely a lot more confident now. I've overcome so much.
You were a confident person in your last relationship while your coochie was smelling like hot garbage on a hot summer funky day. Oh, my daughter's asleep. She is going to think I am nuts. Mind you, this person and taught her all of this that she just met. Okay.
He makes me feel more of like a queen, you know? Like I'm sitting securely in my position with him. He respects my privacy.
Now, she couldn't secure this man and lock him down and get married, but she been engaged 8 times to her 8 abusers. Okay.
Also defends me. Like if anyone says anything negative about me,
He defends her. Where, when, and how, bitch? Besides YouTube, who is talking about you? What you mean? You done got bumped into on the street and he had to like what?
he, puts them in their place. You know what I mean? He defends me.
Girl.
He's there for me. He's there for my family. He's a very honest person. This time around, I didn't fall in love with the potential of a man. This time, I have no intention of falling in love with the potential of a man because the level of success this man has is already sufficient enough. I just love what we have with each other. Laughter. Laughter is a first. I don't want to ever.
Now, mind you, she has a toddler. Justin turned 3. I mean, Justice turned 3, which means he would have been 1 at the time of this video. It's very rare that you will find a man that will take you on as a wife, which obviously she never was, as a wife with a little child, an infant, let alone a child. Okay. Now, my girl Eva, what's her face from the Housewives, her husband, is an attorney. He met her, he married her with a baby. My father married my mother. I was a baby. It happens, okay? But this is cap here. This is all cap. Because if this was true and he was a good man, there's no way you wouldn't have tried to lock him down to be a stepfather to your son, bitch. But okay.
Never feel an ounce of misery. I feel like in my last
And why did they break up? She never shared that with her supporters. Why wouldn't you share that with your supporters, rat?
relationship, I was very vocal about wanting to spend the rest of my life happy. And I did say to him, if you aren't coming around to bring happiness to me, I don't want you here. And instead of me getting rid of him, the second he brought me misery, I kept him around. And so, being in this new situation, I looked at myself with a magnifying glass to make sure that I would not bring, anything from my past into my new situation. A lot of self reflection, a lot of loving myself, keeping my independence, moving at like a slower pace. Not because I feel like more success comes out of relationships that move slower, but more of I know what I'm prepared for and not prepared for. Even if my intuition is telling me to go full force, I'm still a little precautious, because of course I don't want to be hurt and make a poor choice. You know what I mean?
Wait, she said precautious? What the fuck is precautious? I thought it was cautious.
The new man in my life has also taught me how strong I am. I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. Like I knew I was strong.
The new man taught her how strong she was. Okay. Somebody she just met.
But I'm a hell of a lot stronger than I thought. Like strong to the degree that I have accomplished and overcome so much. Like and to not let or allow anyone to take that from me because they're trying to dim my life. I have definitely taken pride in the fact that I've overcome a lot of stuff, and that triumph is a good feeling to have when you've worked so hard to get out of a horrible situation or to get out of a hole that you were deeply in, and then you finally get out of it and you still have your sanity and all of the amazing talents and ability.
You know what I realized, and I feel stupid saying this now, but after all these years, I realized that this is a platform for mostly actors and wanna be actors and actresses. Like this shit right here is such cap and make believe, and she gets to put on these accents and these facades and trying to talk proper, and I've learned, and I've, and I'm I reflect, and I get in tune, and my independence. Girl,
things and gifts that you were given for you to still have those things after you've been through so much. It's amazing because there's a lot of things that people go through that it changes them negatively and they become like this person that's difficult to deal with.
girl, you said who you telling? We had to sit listen. We had to sit. We sat listen through priest talk for 3 years in a row, bitch.
With because they're extremely bitter. I can take pride in the fact that
She
I
no
didn't
bitter.
become bitter because I
Oh
really
my
thought I was
God.
going to be like
She didn't become bitter.
this bitter
Jesus.
person after that experience, and I wasn't going to be able to
Mm-mm-mm.
move on like
There
fast.
she go lying to herself. And every other video was a baby daddy dumped me in a hotel and left me for dead. Are you fucking kidding me?
Enough, I was just going to be stuck in that same little like feeling of not wanting to be in a relationship. I do still feel uncomfortable. I still feel uncomfortable, and I think
I feel
the nature
uncomfortable.
of my relationship now is more of like up in the air. Like there's no end game. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing.
I should be a damn what do you call that person? A body person interpreter, whatever the fuck you call it. What do you call it? Body language person. But it's in her voice. You could tell her voice flows differently when she's trying to think to her.
Thing that I'm trying to accomplish by being in this relationship, except for having a good time and enjoying the journey along the way. And that's the only type of relationships I.
Bitch, you got a fucking toddler and you sitting up here talking about you just want to have a good old funky time? I mean, yeah, you said you wasn't interested in marriage, but a relationship with a purpose? That's, and you have a baby who was an infant at the time. Anyway, girl.
will, participate in. Um, if I do decide to get married, which I said I would because I want my son to see unity. I want my son.
So now we getting married. Just 2 years ago, she's talking about getting married, but now today is marriage. Oh God, no.
To see a union. I'm not going to, like I'm not going to make that like my priority. I'm still uncomfortable with
Oh, we not gonna make marriage a priority with an infant and being 40 years old, bitch. So what, we gonna wait till we 50 with a 10-year-old? What the fuck are we talking about here?
intimacy on a sexual level, so I haven't done that yet. Still waiting for.
You got enough bodies on your body, bitch, that you really should be focused on settling down.
That like I gotta feel extremely comfortable because I remember my last relationship when I had sex the first time in my last relationship, I wasn't ready, and I was saying to him, I don't think I'm ready to do this next step for us. And I remember we had went to like a mansion party and we came back to our hotel room. We were out of town. We weren't. We were about 2 hours away from Atlanta. I think we were like 2 or 3 hours away from Atlanta, and we.
So you go to a party. Um, I want to say one word, but so you go to a swingers party. You come back to a hotel with the guy you just met, and you don't know if you want to have sex now. All of a sudden, y'all 2 hours away and y'all in a hotel, and it's probably in the middle of the night now. Okay, not saying that you can't change your mind, but it's kind of misleading, don't you think?
we went to like this mansion party. After the mansion party, we went back to our hotel room, and it was interesting because I remember how sober I was and how drunk he was. Like, he was so drunk. Because he had been drinking all night, and I was the one that was driving, so I couldn't drink. And he was so drunk, and he wanted to have sex, and I just was like, I'm not ready, like, right now to do it. And
Again, let's say it for the people in the back. She went to a swingers party, drove 2 hours away with the man she just met, comes back to the hotel where he's intoxicated, which you know stirs up horniness a lot of times in men, and she doesn't want to have sex. Miss promiscuity. Okay.
I remember saying to myself, Soncerae, don't be scared. Like, I think it's not your gut telling you not to do this. It's you being afraid. So I was like, well, let me just not be afraid and just go ahead and do it. And
Of
I
course
did
she
it. I
was
did it
gonna do it.
prematurely. And I feel
Of course you were gonna have sex with him, Soncerae, and you fucking knew it, bitch. So don't even try to sit up there like you had any reservations, because you're a fucking liar.
like, you know, he was the wrong person to trust in general. Yeah, so I feel like this time around, I'm just gonna take my time. I'm just not comfortable with having sex at all. Like, I'm just not there at all. I don't know.
So, 40-year-old woman is gonna date a so-called, which I don't know if she even said he was wealthy, but you know how her lies, you know how colorful her lies are. So let's just assume that she's thinking in her mind that he's wealthy. So a wealthy man with means and options is gonna wait for a single fat funky mother of a fucking infant, because he had to be around one at a time, to have sex. Bitch, girl.
Why I'm just not. But anyway, the new man that I am, involving myself with is a better version of the last man that I dated, and I'm a better version of myself than I was when I was dating previously. So, the improvement there. I'm just not ready for certain things, and I know it, and I'm going to stick to that conviction of knowing it and not pushing forward anyway, pushing through it even though I'm not ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just learned from him to not do that this time around, because the last relationship I was in, when I would say I'm not ready, instead of him encouraging me to wait until I was, he would pressure me into doing things I didn't want to do. I also learned that, the broken
Wait a
promises.
damn minute.
Like, I won't.
Wait a motherfucking minute, bitch. Who the hell pressuring you into doing what? At fucking 30 some years old?
Executing the plans, that conviction of knowing it and not pushing forward anyway, pushing through it even though I'm not ready. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta listen
Like,
to this
I just
again.
learned from him to not do that this time around, because the last relationship I was in, when I would say I'm not ready, instead of him encouraging me to wait until I was, he would pressure me into doing things I didn't want to do.
So she started messing around with priests when she was 38 years old. Bitch. Now, in my 20s, once upon a time, yeah, I guess you could call it pressure. But it definitely wasn't forced. So I ain't saying that. Um and it probably wasn't even hard to pressure me to do whatever. But um at 38 years old, you getting pressure, bitch. I wish somebody would. I don't have nothing to prove to no fucking body no more, bitch. And you still blaming that man, talking about he pressured you to do some shit, bitch. Lack of accountability. But go on.
I also learned that, the broken promises, like, I won't allow a man to, give me promises, of things happening, like, making all of these plans and shit and not executing the plans, you know.
What the fuck did she? I don't recall no plans that she mentioned. That priest made. What kind of plans that he? Oh, she claimed he said he was gonna marry her and get divorced. Child. Sorry, y'all.
Some men do that, and so I just the man that I'm currently with won't do that. As far as faith goes and spirituality,
She said the man that she currently with won't do what? And how the fuck do you know, bitch? Do you? How long have you known him?
just let me just
I don't recall her saying, but let's continue.
say he does have faith. He does have faith in a higher power. Let me just say that. I don't want to tell you guys too much about him because I'm
Of course
definitely
not.
just very hesitant about sharing, you know, who I love. Like I said before, when I was posting my last picture of my son and then I posted the pictures of my house, you know, I have to keep these things that I love away from people who are trying to harm them. And it's unfortunate because when you have something you're so proud of, you want to share it. You want to tell everybody, hey, you know, I successfully did all this. I had this amazing house that I fought so hard for, and the universe gave it to me. And I have this amazing man, you know, after thinking I wasn't going to be able to move on, after being so hurt and so traumatized, I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to, you know, heal myself in order to be.
No, bitch. Let's be very clear. You got busted in a bunch of lies, and it's not that people don't want to see you happy or see you succeed, but you have lied multiple times.
A good version of myself for another man, and here I am with another man in my life, or you know, just a lot of the things that I want to share, I can't because people are so hurtful, and it gets worse on so.
And part of the reason you can't is because it's not fucking true. Soncerae. So let's be clear about that. I don't believe for one fucking second that you have had a man since justice because you go back and forth telling these lies.
Social media. People are just bad on here. So it wasn't a necessity in life to have to, you know, share that part of my life. But I shared that part of my life because I was so happy before. Like before I was so happy, I had never talked about, you know, relationships too much.
She was so happy to get. Oh my God. She was so happy to get a man that she thought she could control and run, only to find out, and was still happy. She was so happy that she knew he made $400 a week, but she wanted him to want more out of life at almost 40 years old as well. Not like we was in our early 20s, bitch, where you could be like, okay, I'm a I'm gonna go hard in the paint with you. I'm gonna suffer with you. We gonna be homeless for we might be homeless or living in mama's basement for a little bit because we in our early 20s and we still trying to figure that shit out. No, no, no. Y'all motherfuckers was in y'all late 30s.
On my channel before, and then I met my son's father, and I was so happy. I was like, well, let me, you know, share me having a decent relationship because I had shared so many stories about dates that I had been on that, you know, may have went wrong, or I was giving men relationship advice and using experiences that I had as an example, and I had never spoken about how happy I was in the situation. So when I met my son's father, I was like, you know, I'm going to show how happy I am, and I did that. You know, I showed how happy I was, and then when we broke up, you know, I had to share that part as well. You know what I mean? It was like, damn, we broke up, and this is why. You know what I mean? Um,
We got the
Hello.
money.
We got the money.
We got the
We
money.
got the money.
We got the house.
We got the house. We got the money. Like I said before, I have abundance beyond belief.
We got the money, meaning what? Your businesses, one of your businesses, blew up or something, right? Or did the money come from social services? I'm assuming it came from the latter.
And I'm just so happy and grateful and joyful and free that everything always works out for me. Anyway,
Did she ever make a video saying she applied for a loan and went house hunting with a realtor? Did I miss that? Oh, okay. I must have missed it. Okay.
appreciate you watching. Have it. Stay
You
focused.
welcome. You have vision and stay focused too, girl. Bye, girl. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Peace.